In this video, I'm going to share with you the most effective and powerful way that you can rank your legitimate business on Google Maps. My name is Chris Palmer, and of course, I do not want to waste any time. So what will you need in order to do this? Well, first and foremost, you're going to need a verified and validated Google My Business account. All right. Now, for some of the example, I'm going to be showing you my account. All right. So if we head over here to Google My Business, I want to point out a couple of things, but first we need the account. So we have an account. The second element that you're going to need is you're going to need the messages option on. All right. Now, there's multiple elements or facets within the messaging system that you're going to need to know about, and we're going to get into that. But the next and last but not least, and one of the most essential items that you're going to need or parts of the strategy that you're going to need is going to be a Facebook ads campaign. Now, there's one last piece, a crucial piece, and maybe the top piece, but I left it out because it's almost... I would assume that if you have Facebook ads and you have a Google My Business, then you're going to have a website or a page that you're able to create a landing page. Now, the technique or the strategy, the method, the tactic, however you want to look at it, that I'm going to walk you through is going to be step by step. So first and foremost, I'm not going to say anymore. I'm just going to walk through the method now. So let's get into it. This is one of the most effective ways. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. CTR, traffic and clicks, user signals are number one. All right. Now, aside from the proximity to the user, if you want to drive your business up, you need to generate his interest. Now, I want to just take you through a couple of things, just like I always do. I want it to make sense logically so you can understand why or how this is going to work. Now, when we're looking inside of here, I want you to take a look, all right? Now, you can read all about the messaging system within Google My Business. You can feel free to go to support.google/business, and you can read all about the messaging system. Now, within messages on Google My Business, all right, you're able to effectively turn them on, but if you do not respond within X amount of time, Google will shut them off, all right? You have to respond within 24 hours. Now, I want you to think about this. When we're looking over here at our insights, they're also going to show up inside of our insights, all right? So we have the messages, the call, directional request, and visit the website. Now, take note. The most important elements in order to move the needle, once we have a user, everything is derived from the user. Just stick with me here. I'm going to walk you through the technique in a minute, but everything is derived from the user. If I can get a user over to my account to click on the button to go to my website, that's an interaction. That's a user signal. That moves the needle. Directional requests or anything within the evolution or the revolution of a customer, if I can get them to do anything, this can move the needle. All right? Calling me, and if I can get them to click the call, excellent. And then last but not least, and the one that I'm finding is one of the most powerful is the messaging system. Why? Because Google's monitoring it. They want us to respond within 24 hours. So not only are they giving you an added feature which could be taken away, but they're putting it inside of our most important elements tab, in my opinion. They're tracking it. And then on top of that, hey, if you don't answer within 24 hours, we're taking it away. All right? So you can think of that as whatever, however you want. All right? But what I'm saying is, what I'm going to walk you through right now is going to be one of the most effective ways that you can start driving user signals and that you can signal to Google that, hey, I'm a business owner. I'm here. I have the application. I'm waiting for business. I'm here. And not only are you sitting and waiting by your phone with it in your pocket with the app because that's how it works, but also as soon as somebody goes to the messaging system, you're there ready to take their business. What's a better trust signal than a business owner that allows messaging from their customers, and as soon as they message you within an hour's time, you're right there to take their business? What's more trustworthy? That or a freaking business that's not even verified, hiding their address, sitting there waiting? I don't know. What would you think? So let's go ahead and walk through this a little bit more here. So now that you understand where I'm coming from, all right, now you understand that it's number 4 of the biggest needle movers that there is. A user signal moves the needle, period, end statement, okay? Let's keep going here. Now let me walk you through this. So now you can read up on it, you can see all this yourself. We're gonna also talk about ways to automate it, and there's also third-party people that you can use, all right? It makes it even better. And also, as I was dissecting this a little bit more, I started to realize that, hey, not only is Google have their own built into the cloud of where they're creating the chatbots, but did you know that these same patents that they utilize for their chatbots within Google Cloud is also the same type of way that they're understanding words? It really opens light to me and to you of how they're understanding our content, our text. I just want to open your mind, read a little bit about that, and we're going to talk about this. But if you come over, you can read all about what is called Dialog Flow, all right? Just get into it, and that's secondary, but we're going to utilize this within the messaging app, and this is something I want to set up for myself. I set it up for a client, but I want to set it up for myself, and we'll do that together as well. But let me walk you through the method now, all right? Now that we have a full grasp and understanding of what we're doing, what it's for, why it works, I just wanted to lay that out first, all right? So let's go back into here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with our account. Now I'm going to start walking you through this technique step by step, all right? So first and foremost, like I mentioned, you're going to need your Google My Business. And what you're going to need is you're going to need to gather up a few things before you get started. All right. So one of the very first things is, and obviously you're going to want to go ahead and turn on your messaging. Let's go ahead and do that first. So once you're inside of here and you click on your messages, you're going to want to go ahead and turn on your messaging. All right. Now, along with that, after you turn on your messaging system, the next element that we need to do is we need to go out and we need to get our CID. This is our customer identification number. Why is that? Because we want to be able to allow users to easily launch our knowledge panel about our business. We don't want there to be any friction there's already a small percentage that's actually going to follow through with our advertising. We just don't want to make it any harder, okay? We want to make it as easy as possible, all right? So what you're going to do is you want to type your business in, all right? So this is for you. I mean, I know how to find it easier, but I'm going to give you the easiest way possible. So type your business in and then head over to Google Maps, and what's going to launch is going to be your knowledge panel. Now, as soon as that knowledge panel pops up after you typed it into regular search, I want you to go up to the very top, highlight the URL, and we're going to go ahead and copy that. All right, so just copy that. Now, the next piece or the next element that you're going to want to do is go to plepper.com. Now, Plepper is a free tool. It's highly beneficial, highly usable. I don't know who they are. I'm not promoting them or anything. They just have a cool free tool, all right? So what you'll want to do is up here at the very, very top, all right, there's a button, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one over, called Tools. Click on CID Converter and Link Generator. Now, there's a lot of little nifty tools in here that you can utilize, but just for now, this is all we're doing. So remember that URL that we just copied, this big long one? You copied that, put that bad boy right in here to Plepper, and what it's going to do is quite simply give us our CID without having to go through any rigmarole or download any extensions or any other nonsense. We're just going to go grab it, all right? So now if you take a look down here, you have your CID. It gives you your decimal point CID. It's also going to just give you your CID customer identification number here. Now what we want to do is once it spits it out, we want to test it. So now that we've got it, it says right here, URL to Google Maps. See this right here, our CID. You want to bring it up to the top URL and just double check and make sure that it did get the right one, all right? Now, as you can see here, it is popping up our places. It's giving us our search, and this is exactly what we want to see, All right. So now you might want to go ahead and open up your notepad. We're going to go ahead and spit that out. And this is going to be our CID, our customer identification number. The next element or the next piece that we're going to want to do is you're going to need to go over to a page, maybe create a page or get a landing page, but you might need some other elements as well. So let me get right into here. We're going to come over to here. This is just an easy platform for me, so we're going to go ahead and use this one. We're going to go in here to pages, and we're going to go inside of here, and we're just going to create a new page. All right. Now stick with me here. I'm walking you through the entire technique right now, so bear with me here. All right. So let's go back into here. We're going to go to our pages. We're going to come down to this one, I believe it is. All right, so let's go in here to pages and let's just launch a new one. All right, so let's launch a new page. We're going to come over here to thank you because it doesn't really matter. And we're going to go here. We're going to select that. All right, we're going to go ahead and open this right up. And this is just to give you a full understanding of exactly what we're doing here. Now, I do have okay, now let me just see this quick. How about this one? All right, so I have my CID. All right, back into here. Now, so now what we want to do, and you can do this to any degree that you want, all right? Just bear with me. So we are going to need a landing page, all right? So we are hiring, all right? We are hiring. This guy looks young. He looks like a strapping young lad. I'm sure that, I don't know. How about this right here? We're just going to go here, your future. Okay, let's just do 2021. Okay, we are hiring. Okay. To inquire, you must fill must use messaging. Click link below. All right, so here is the link. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and underline this, and then we want to add in our CID. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add that in. We're going to paste that in, and we're going to put that here. And then what we want to do is we want to, all right, we want to take this out of here. We don't want that. This, we don't want that. We don't want them to do anything. Please take note of this. You do not want any other option other than to click that link. Make it blatantly obvious. We are hiring, okay? I can't get any more. To inquire, you must use messaging. You must use messaging following the link below. Please see photo. Okay. All right, click here. Okay. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to add, what I want to do is we're going to add a color to this. We're going to make that bright red. Okay, message us, click here. Now, what I want to do is I want to replace this young man here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure this. And I'm going to choose an image. And I'm going to go ahead and upload this. And we're going to use this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to select that. Yep, upload. We're going to upload this image here. Okay, just bear with me. We're going to select. There's a few more steps that you need to be aware of. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this. All right, now, message us, click here. Doesn't get any more blatant than this. All right, now follow along. Here's the next step that we're going to do is we need to go ahead and take care of the other element over on our Google My Business. Now, if you read within those guidelines, all right, if you read about using the messaging app and all the other rigmarole, right, I'll save you a lot of time. It can't be anything irrelevant, all right? If you're having customers utilize that, then there needs to be a reason, and it has to be relevant to an occasion or a feature, a product, or a service. That's literally what it says, okay? So we were running into some trouble, all right? So let me walk you through exactly how to go ahead and utilize this a lot more effectively, okay? So don't give them any opportunity. There's only one thing that they need to do. They need to read this. They're going to hit the lander. They're going to go here. We are hiring. To inquire, you must use messaging following the link below. Please see photo. All right, see how they see this here? They click on this, they're going to go over. Now, sometimes it takes 24 hours for your messaging to turn on. And also, sometimes you might be able to turn it on, but it won't turn on. And I'm going to walk you through how you can force it. Okay, I'll show you that too. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save this. Now, there's another step that we need to do. So, in order to be kind of within guidelines, here's what I want here. This is up to you, all right? So what we need to do is we need to create an event. What's the event, Chris? Well, the event is that we are now hiring, all right? We're hiring, or whatever, however you feel that you can drive traffic from Facebook or any other ad platform over to a landing page and get them to convert. We're looking for traffic. All right, we need clicks, we need activity, not just normal activity. We need it within the messaging app where we can communicate with them in less than 24 hours. Ideally, you want to hit them within less than 6 hours. Like, you got to get them fast. You need to generate dialogue. Even if you're just taking applications, whatever the case is, we need to generate traffic, clicks, interest inside of our business. It has to be within the business. Not only that, I'm able to push the traffic through the CIDs, directly through the customer ID. You understand? Then so I'm getting a double whammy. I'm getting them to my page. So not only am I getting traffic and showing interest on my page where there's an influx, but I'm also directing them over to what's a valuable asset to me, which is my Google My Business, where they're going to be messaging me. Get it? All right, guys and gals. All right, so now what's our event? All right, we are hiring. Why would we do this? Please note, you know when you haven't done anything on Google My Business, say it's been like 2 weeks, and Google will say, hey, how about an update? Or also this, so they're like tracking it. And then aside from that, is if you make any changes within your Google My Business, Google My Business will pop up a message and say, hey, oh, you changed your hours? Share this with your followers. Share this with your fans. Share this with your customers. I'm sure you've seen this. It pops up in the bottom right-hand corner if you're on desktop. I don't know about mobile. I do all my work within utilizing a desktop, all right? So aside from that is, when you have an event or if you have something that's valuable to a customer, it only makes sense that if Google's looking for it, then let's just beat them to the punch. Hey, we're hiring. We're creating an event that we're hiring. Google can read. Google understands. It's within our business. Then not only that will you create the event that we're hiring, but we're also going to create a post talking about the positions that we have. And one more piece, all right? On your site, on that same site, why not put in job posting schema on your landing page to make it very prominent when you get your page index that you're hiring, okay? Just follow the steps like a normal business would, because you are a normal business and you're hiring or whatever you're doing, okay? All right, so let's keep moving here. So we've created our landing page. All right. We're going over here. I'm not going to push this through because obviously I'm not doing anything like this on my page. I'm not on this page. So we're creating hiring. So we have our post, which is an event, and then create a new post right after that, maybe listing some details. And then over on your page, put in the job posting schema. Talk about the types of positions. It's very simple. It's easy to add, especially if you're using WordPress. If you're not, just add it into your HTML. All right, very simple. Now that we've done the landing page, we've created our post. All right, we've created our event. We've added our schema to our page. The only other thing that we need to do now is we have to generate some traffic over to our landing page, which is relatively easy. So within your Google or within your Facebook, your business.facebook account, it's so easy. Go ahead and create a post, and whatever the opportunity is, right? So let's say that, I don't know, what do you need? Do you need, how about a photo of a telemarketer? I don't know how to spell it. All right, how about her, right? Or whatever the case is. I don't know, how about this dude, right? This guy, well, he looks kind of sad. We want happy, right? So like not him, maybe her, I don't know, something that you're allowed to use. And within your ad, just make it prominent. Exactly what you used over on your event, whatever you were talking about on your post, make it prominent and start feeding traffic over to your landing page. I hope this has walked you through it. There's nothing more effective than clicks and traffic. You really want to see a needle mover, take $50. Take $50, start pumping traffic to this listing and have people start messaging you. And then you can message me later and let me know how your rankings has gone. All right? So now let's talk about this other step, because sometimes what you will find is the messaging won't just pop on for me, right? So I ran into this quite recently with this account. I was running a few little tests and few weeks ago, and I'll go ahead and show you this. We had a significant jump, all right, when I was testing this, and I always test stuff on my account first. Maybe isn't the best thing, but that's fine. And this is where I learned the hard way about answering. So here, let me show you something. So if you come into here, you're going to see a very large spike. Here, watch this. You'll see. Let me see if I can do this. You'll see a massive spike, like all of a sudden. Oh, it's not going to show that back there. Okay, because that was shut off. All right, so I can't show it on this one or the other one. Well, let's talk about the next piece then, and then maybe I'll open up the other account so I can show you guys. Let's get into this. So let's talk about Dialog Flow and maybe forcing it on or having something there, because you want to make it a little bit easier. So if you want to be able to create, maybe have a service or have some type of application answer messages for you, and this could be very prominent even if you're not trying to drive clicks and traffic to your listing in order to help rank. This could be very, very effective just to have something there to answer your messages. So aside from that, there's two ways to go about it. All right, so there is something called Dialog Flow, or you can utilize a third-party agent, and that's completely up to you. So if you get inside of here, let's take a look at this Google My Business. So let's come over here. We're going to go to Google My Business Messages. Okay, read and reply, messaging guidelines. You can get inside of there. Let's take a look here. All right, so guidelines for merchants, and you can read all about that. It tells you what you can't talk about, what you should talk about. But more importantly, what I want to get to is there's third party, and they give you a whole list, and get quote messaging. All right, response time requirements. So this is another one. Get quote. So that's not necessarily the one. Read and reply to messages. Man, there's a whole app. Business messages. I mean, this is where you get started with that application, but what I want is the third party. I mean, there's a massive list, so you don't have to go through any code, and I can't think of them off the top of my head because there's so many of them. Like, there's literally a list of all third party, like, applications or, like, booking apps, but not like Calendly. There are other ones, like Sell More, I think is one of them. Like, there's a whole list, and that's what I wanted to show you. Because a lot of people probably don't want to go through the, you know, the hassle of setting up Dialog Flow and going through, like, Google search, you know, getting the APIs and going through this little, it's only a small amount of trouble, don't get me wrong. But most people just want plug and play. And I'd really like to show you Google My Business Messages Partners third party, right? There's literally a page where Google is promoting and giving links to all these brands, and it's actually quite interesting. But dude, there's so many of them, and that's what I want to show you. Man, I thought I had it open, to be honest with you. Features, build, deploy, integrate, configure, samples, code labs, measure. Let's go to quick start and see. All right, so Google Selector, credentials. Okay, I know about this. Okay, so here, let's go back over here. All right. So in any case, there's a lot of them, all right? I guess I don't need to walk you through that, but there are third parties like Setmore and all these types of like calendar type applications. So I'm glad I could share this with you. For a very low cost, you can really start driving a lot of clicks